What's going on, HCL fans? It's Gordon Sine here, coach of the New Jersey Giratinas, bringing you the Week 3 recap. I will not be joined by CogSentient today. He has been quite busy, and so I will be doing the recap by myself once again. Our first match was between Valordin's Dallas Darmanitans versus UrsaSupreme's Columbus Cubchoos. Valor brought Darmanitan, Mega Aggron, Nidoking, Salamence, Suicune, and Weavile, while Ursa brought Chandelure, Drampa, Scizor, Tangrowth, Tentacruel, and Zygarde 50%. Valor was able to get up an early Dragon Dance with Salamence and put Chandelure down to its Focus Sash with an Earthquake. This forced in Tangrowth, which then forced out Salamence, and Nidoking was brought in. Nidoking was able to kill off Tangrowth with a Sludge Wave, and Ursa brought in Drampa. Suicune then switched in while Drampa Calm Mind it, and Suicune put up a Toxic on Drampa, putting Drampa on a timer. Drampa was then setting up Calm Minds and roosting to try and save health. However, it was getting to a point where toxic damage was ramping up too fast, so Ursa had to switch out Drampa. Scizor came in and was able to get rid of Suicune's leftovers with knockoff. However, it was put down to 2% health from a Hidden Power Fire. Tentacruel then came in next, so Valor switched into Salamence, which one-shot Tentacruel with an Earthquake. Ursa then sacked off Chandelure to Salamence, which put Salamence in range of one more Life Orb damage. Valor at this point didn't have to worry about Life Orb damage though, because he was able to switch into Weavile on Drampa in order to sweep the rest of Ursa's team with Ice Punch and Ice Shard. This resulted in a 6-0 victory for Valor. And the kills for Valor were Nidoking with 1, Salamence with 2, and Weavile with 3. Moving on to our second match this week, we had PokeRangerMike's Lake Champlain Lapras versus GolemGaming's Pittsburgh Aerodactyls. Mike brought Cresselia, Donphan, Latios, Magnezone, Primarina, and Swellow, while Golem brought Barbaracle, Gallade, Greninja, Mega Medicham, Shuckle, and Zapdos. Golem sacked off Shuckle early to Primarina in order to get both Stealth Rocks and Sticky Webs up. Greninja then forced out Primarina into Magnezone, which is immune to Gunk Shot and therefore took no damage. Hidden Power from Greninja put Magnezone down to a third of its health, but Magnezone killed Greninja with a Volt Switch that same turn. Mega Medicham and Latios both hit the field, and Latios was almost put down to half health from Stealth Rocks and Fake Out. However, the next turn, Mike answered back with a Draco Meteor, killing Mega Medicham. Mike then sacked off Latios to Gallade's knockoff in order to get Defog off that same turn. Primarina's Moonblast then killed Gallade, and Zapdos came in, forcing Primarina out. Cresselia, though, was able to now come in freely, set up Calm Mind, Substitute, and Moonlight back to full health in order to stall out both Zapdos and Barbaracle, resulting in a 5-0 win for Mike. The kills this week were Cresselia and Primarina with 2 each for Mike, and Magnezone and Latios with 1 each for Mike, while Golem had 1 kill with Gallade. Moving into our third match this week, we had Gaytor's Cincinnati Salandits versus Collin's Valencia Venusaurs. Gaytor brought Gothitelle, Hawlucha, Kyurem Black, Landorus T, Silvally, and Toxapex, while Collin brought Blastoise, Celesteela, Electros, Komodo, Lucario, and Rhyperior. Landorus went down early to Celesteela due to Leech Seed and Protect, but was able to get it down to almost half health. Gothitelle then came in for Gaytor, but was Leech Seeded and pretty much stalled out, and because of Leech Seed and leftover recovery, Celesteela was able to get back up to the health it had before Gothitelle hit the field. Silvally finally forced out Celesteela, but Rhyperior was able to come in and live a flash cannon and kill off Silvally. Hawlucha then forced out Rhyperior, and so Collin went into Komodo, which put Hawlucha down to low health with the Draco Meteor, however was killed off to an Acrobatics. Lucario then revenge killed Hawlucha with Bullet Punch, and Toxapex came in for Gaytor. Toxapex forced out Lucario, so Collin went into Electros, which then forced out Toxapex. Gaytor then brought in Kyurem Black, and Collin went into Blastoise. Gaytor picked up a kill with Bolt Strike on Blastoise with Kyurem Black. Collin was then able to go into Lucario and set up a Swords Dance because he could live any attack that Kyurem put out. Lucario's Bullet Punch then killed off Kyurem, leaving only Toxapex for Gaytor. This allowed Collin to freely switch into Electros and kill with a Gigavolt Havoc. This resulted in a 4-0 win for Collin. The kills this week for Gaytor were Hawlucha and Kyurem Black with 1 each, and for Collin were Celesteela and Lucario with 2 each, while Electros and Rhyperior got 1 each. Moving into our 4th match this week, we had Red's Boston Delphox versus Fish's Toledo Tympoles. Red brought Gliscor, Heliolisk, Mew, Mega Slowbro, Shaymin, and Shiinotic, while Fish brought Alolan Muck, Keldeo, Mega Swampert, Noivern, Pelipper, and Uxie. Uxie set up Stealth Rocks early for Fish, and U-turned out for Alolan Muck. Red set up a Calm Mind the turn of the U-turn, and then lived a Black Hole Eclipse from Alolan Muck with Mega Slowbro. Because Mega Slowbro lived, Scald did half health to Alolan Muck. Red then went into Gliscor to take whatever hit Alolan Muck was going to send out next, and it set up a free sub on the Alolan Muck switch into Pelipper. It also got up a Swords Dance, however Pelipper revealed it had Ice Beam, and this scared Gliscor out. Red brought Mega Slowbro back in, looking to sack it off, but at this point, Fish switched in Mega Swampert that same turn. Slowbro did go down to an Ice Punch, but Shaymin was able to scare Mega Swampert back out, and so Fish went into Noivern. Fish used Hurricane, expecting it to kill Shaymin, however, Shaymin lived on 2% health and killed off Dazzling Gleam. This was surprising to Fish, obviously, seeing that Shaymin lived. It did come down to a damage roll. However, it was actually useful for Fish because Red was now in a position where Shaymin cannot switch back in because of Stealth Rocks. So Red had to sack off Shaymin to Keldeo, knowing it wasn't worth preserving Shaymin, seeing that it was going to die to Stealth Rocks. Mew came in and forced Fish into Uxie, and on that turn Mew used Bulk Up. And with the combination of Bulk Up and Leech Life, Uxie was then forced out into Pelipper. Then Headbutt put Pelipper on low health, so Fish sacked off Uxie in order to save Drizzle to help out Mega Swampert later. Alolan Muck also went down to Mew, however Poison Touch was a big momentum shift due to the fact that it put Mew on a timer. Mew finally went down to Keldeo, and Shiinotic came in that next turn. Shiinotic forced out Keldeo, and Pelipper came in against Shiinotic. Pelipper got off a Hurricane, and then died to a Giga Drain. Mega Swampert was now free to come in the rain, and because of Swift Swim, was able to sweep the rest of Red's team with Ice Punch and Earthquake. This resulted in a 2-0 win for Fish. The kills this week were Mew for Red with 2, and Shaymin and Shiinotic with 1 each for Red. And then Keldeo had 2 kills for Fish, while Mega Swampert had 4 kills for Fish. Moving on to our 5th game this week, we have Rozzy's Denver Avaluggs versus CogSentient's Los Angeles Hunters. And before we get into this game, I just want to say, Cog, you are lucky that you are not recording with me today, because I would be tearing into you once again. See, for all of you that don't know, I ended up helping Cog with his prep for this game against Rozzy, and he had multiple ways to beat Rozzy in this match, but because he did not play the way we prepped for him to, it resulted in a loss for Cog, and we'll get into how Cog lost this match right now. Rozzy ended up bringing Avaluggs, Infernape, Galvantula, Guzzlord, Gyarados, and Nidoqueen, while Cog brought Alolan Sandslash, Incineroar, Garchomp, Kingdra, Mega Altaria, and Tapu Koko. The offense was strong from the start, with Galvantula using Thunderbolt, putting Kingdra down to about half health, while Kingdra put Galvantula down to its Focus Sash with a Draco Meteor. Garchomp then came in on Galvantula's Thunderbolt and then killed off Galvantula with an Earthquake due to being faster because of Choice Scarf. Rozzy then brought in Avalugg, and instead of switching out like Cog should have, and we prepped for him to switch out because Garchomp was supposed to just outspeed things with its Scarf and Revenge Kill, Cog decided to stay in an Earthquake on Avalugg instead, and ended up dying to an Avalanche that turn. Cog, I still don't understand that play, but whatever. Cog does come in with Mega Altaria and pick up a kill with Flamethrower against Avalugg, but Nidoqueen came in, and shockingly Cog stayed in and Ice Beamed against Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen Ice Beamed right back instead of using any Poison Stab. So that was quite interesting, and they are both put down to a third of their health. Cog then switched into Alolan Sandslash, which ate up an Ice Beam, doing about like 3, 4, maybe 5% health. And it was able to live in Earth Power from Nidoqueen and killed with an Earthquake. Infernape then Revenge killed with a close combat, forcing in Tapu Koko. Koko that turn then went for Brave Bird. Looking back, maybe Dazzling Gleam would have been a better play because he did have Guzzlord and other things on the team. But Brave Bird did do 25% on the switch into Guzzlord. Dazzling Gleam ended up not killing Guzzlord, letting it live on like 2%, and Guzzlord killed with Sludge Bomb. Incineroar was able to come in and Revenge killed Guzzlord with a Fake Out. However, Infernape came in and killed Incineroar, which was huge for Rozzy because Incineroar was prepped to live a Waterfall from Gyarados and then Revenge kill with Thunder Punch. However, due to the fact that Incineroar died here, it gave Rozzy's team a little more room to put in work in the late game. Kingdra then came in and forced out Infernape and hit Gyarados with a Surf that did about 20% of Gyarados' health. Kingdra then missed Draco Meteor, and Gyarados used Dragon Pulse to put Kingdra down to about 18% health. Expecting an Altaria switch, Rozzy used Waterfall, which did not kill Kingdra, and instead Cog decided to Draco, and this time it did hit, putting Gyarados on about 17% health. Rozzy then switched into Infernape, expecting another Draco Meteor and not a Surf, and that's exactly what Cog did. So Draco was not able to kill off Infernape, and at this point Infernape outsped both Mega Altaria and Kingdra and was able to kill both off with a Poison Jab, resulting in a 2-0 win for Rozzy over Cog. The kills this week were Avalugg and Guzzlord getting 1 each for Rozzy, and Infernape 4 kills for Rozzy, while Cog's team had Alolan Sandslash, Incineroar, Garchomp, and Mega Altaria all getting 1 kill. On to our final match, and my match this week, my New Jersey Giratinas went up against EpicMic's Boston Bronzongs. I brought Electivire, Haxorus, Heatran, Jellicent, Landorus I, and Scrafty, while Mick brought Blacephalon, Espeon, Kartana, Mega Absol, Metagross, and Rotom Wash. Electivire put Mick's Blacephalon down to its Focus Sash, while Blacephalon did about 60% with Hidden Power Ground. I then predicted him to switch into Rotom Wash, and so switched out Electivire. However, he stayed in with Blacephalon, getting Haxorus down to a quarter health. Haxorus did kill off Blacephalon with an Earthquake, but at that point it was pretty much useless, and so I sacked it off to Mega Absol to avoid extra damage on my team. Heatran then came in, forcing Mega Absol out. However, Rotom Wash then forced out Heatran for Jellicent. Jellicent was able to spam recover, living Thunderbolts from Rotom Wash, forcing Mega Absol to come in. Scrafty then came in for my team, getting the Intimidate off, and got a free Dragon Dance on a switch into Rotom. Running Intimidate, however, wasn't my best play. Shed Skin probably would have been better, seeing that Rotom was able to get off a Will-O-Wisp and burn Scrafty, crippling it for the rest of the battle. I eventually, after a few switches into Jellicent and back into Scrafty, and him with Rotom into Mega Absol, back into Rotom, I eventually just decided to sack off Scrafty to Mega Absol, seeing that it was pretty much useless in the rest of this battle. Electivire came in, scaring out Mega Absol, and Wild Charge was able to put Rotom down to about a third of its health, and it did a third to Metagross, not Mega. Mega Metagross is banned. Plus he has Mega Absol. Anyway, Jellicent then switched in on Metagross, but Metagross switched out back into Mega Absol. Jellicent was then sacked off, allowing a free switch into Electivire. Mick decided to sack off Rotom Wash to a Wild Charge and sent Metagross back out, forcing me into Landorus. On this turn, Mick ended up missing a Meteor Mash, which didn't really matter because it wouldn't have killed, and Mick switched in Espeon, which died to 2 Earth Powers and did not get a single attack off. Mega Absol came back in, outspeeding and Ice Beamed Landorus and killed it, which is quite surprising to me because I was not expecting Mixed Absol. I did see a Hidden Power earlier in the game from Absol, but I just figured Hidden Power was just on there. I was not expecting a full mixed set. Heatran was able to then come in here on Mega Absol and kill off Mega Absol and Metagross before Kartana came in and killed off Heatran. It then came down to Electivire being faster due to Choice Scarf and having Fire Punch to kill Kartana, resulting in a 1-0 win for my team. The kills this week for me were Haxorus and Landorus with 1 each, and Electivire and Heatran with 2 each. For Mick, his kills were Kartana with 1 and Mega Absol with 4. Moving into the standings for this week in the Melee division, Fish's Toledo Tympoles leads the division with a 3-0 record. And Fish is leading that division by quite a lot, seeing that the 2 other teams in his division have losing records. Moving into the Akala division, shockingly, the team with a 1-2 record is actually leading the division, and that is EpicMic's Boston Bronzongs. Mick is 1-2. However, he probably played the best division the first 3 weeks, so we'll see how he does in the remaining weeks and what happens in that division. On to the Ula Ula division, my division. Mike is in the lead at 3-0, and I am in second at 3-0 as well, but Mike has a way better differential with 5 points in differential over me. So Mike leads my division. It's also good to note that there is nobody in my division with a losing record, seeing that Rozzy's Denver Avaluggs are 2-1. Moving into the Pony division, it is quite close right now, with 2 teams being at 2-1 and 1 team being at 1-2. And leading the division is Valordin's Dallas Darmanitans at 2-1 with an 8 differential. Close in second is Collin's Valencia Venusaurs at 2-1 with a 5-point differential. So it is still anyone's division there. Moving on to our league leaders for this week. At number 1, we have my Electivire with 9 kills and 9 differential since it has never died in battle. At number 2, we have Mix Kartana, the Boston Bronzongs Kartana, with 7 kills 1 death with a 6 differential. And in number 3, we have PokeRangerMike's Donphan with 6 kills, no deaths, and a 6 differential. We also have a lot of Pokemon with 5 kills and 4 kills. We also have a lot of Pokemon with 5 and 4 kills in the league, so it'll be interesting to see if the league leaders will finally change for week 4. But that is all for week 3. We hope to see you back here for week 4, and we hope to have CogSentient back for the week 4 recap as well. Until then, I've been Gordon Sine, signing off.